Hi.
Yep, welcome to What's Up and About. And I just wanted to take an update from what happened over the weekend into this week, of course. And that's based on what the discussion that some of my guys had on the black table. The black table. And your reaction. So we've seen quite some very, very, very... should I say, these are things that we cannot talk about on national TV, but, you know, it was really back and forth, and a number of people were not happy with the take. Even a number of people were happy with the take. But it's all about what happened with the Burna Boy situation, of course, Sophia, and a lot of takes have been going on and on and on and on in different ways. You made a promise. You should keep to the promise, or there's nothing wrong with what she did and all of that. And people have given different takes and all of that. But myself personally, I'd never spoken about this, and what I wanted to mention concerning all of this was that we have to get to the point whereby the kind of people that should inspire women, it's Women's Month. I mean, the International Women's Day is going to be celebrated and all of that. It has to get to a point where the women who are looked at as shining lights should be people that you would want your sister, your daughter, your mother, or someone to be. And what am I saying? And look, promise or whatever, if as a person, when you get to the point where
you cannot afford certain things.
Not that you cannot afford, but where you are dependent on someone. I mean, we have very strong women.
Lifestyle.
Exactly. Okay. We have very, very strong women.
Like,
I mean,
there are just so many angles to this.
Just a little bit later on today, we'll have Ibukunu Awosika on your view. And when you look at that kind of a person, would such a person have even thought of doing something like that? Those are the kind of people we should celebrate. And this is just to some people who think that the lady is worthy of celebration because she went
got
to
a
buy
Lamborghini.
No. You don't get to that point where you think you can, that kind of thing is celebratory. But then, the second one also is this, I mean, not everybody, we're not angels, but we've gotten to the point where society has come to the point whereby whatever you are saying, you don't know how did that thing leak, first of all.
So
do you understand?
That's actually where I wanted to come from.
As much as she didn't commit a crime, I'm just talking about being an example. That's why I would have a problem with her. She didn't commit a crime. So it's not something that you can take to law and say, oh, she did something wrong. Just that morally, a lot of people have issues with it, So she didn't commit a crime. But the point is that somebody leaked something that was supposed to be
a private conversation.
Two people.
Yeah.
And that's where there's a problem also.
Okay, so for those that maybe need some clarity on what Mike is talking about, there was a voice note, not a voice note, a voice recording of a conversation where Sophia is explaining what happened to her.
Yeah, but then again, I feel before we talk about Sophia, who is Sophia? I think those are questions that we are even forgetting to ask. What's making her popular? So who's Sophia?
So that's the issue. It's not really about who she is. It's about what she represents.
What does she represent?
She represents a generation of young women who are considered successful by their generation. Why? Because of decisions and choices they've decided to make for themselves. Now, nobody's saying that you know, everything she didn't create, as Mike said, she didn't commit a crime. But right now, I'm thinking if I'm having a conversation with someone privately and it's recorded and put on social media, that's one side of the divide. Then celebrating Burna Boy for there are some people celebrating Burna Boy even online for him.
Oh yes, yes, the men of Black Table
and reactions.
And that's why they were
that's another kettle of fish on its own. And then her going out to purchase a Lamborghini on her own, that's another conversation on her own. So now, whether she purchased it herself or someone bought it for her, we cannot actually confirm.
If you mentioned
normally
I think just a few days back, Shakira had a giveaway.
Mike.
And she gave away a Lamborghini. The person she gave it to, right, she gave $90,000 extra for upkeep. He could not, because he could not maintain it due to his job and everything and needed to be. By the time they did it, he had to sell it. My point is that if you're in a country where things work, you cannot just, in quote, purchase anything if you have not.
So that was actually where I was going.
If you cannot prove that you are earning it at that level, you understand what I'm saying?
You just mentioned the amazing Ibukwan Awoshika, who is on Your View today. You mentioned her already. She's a finance expert, a business expert, and she has mentioned over so many recordings
on a board
that she
of prominent organizations. Exactly. Now, it brings to question in mind, to be honest, I am even embarrassed talking about Sophia because I don't know who she is. I don't know what she represents.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah.
What does she do? Why is this socialite doing what? What is the standard of success?
Socializing, that's what
for this generation that we live
That's what
in.
Socialites do.
What is our success, our standard for measuring success? Who is a role model? I think we need to begin to really properly put things in perspective. Who is a role model? Who should our daughters emulate as a successful woman, as a woman that we can say, oh, okay, she is worth emulating? What are we celebrating in this generation of ours? It says it's a Gen Z generation, so we should just be welcoming anything as it just comes, it just go. Somebody buy Lamborghini, and everybody is rejoicing about it. Nobody is saying she cannot afford it.
It's not even about
Let's
that.
assume that she can afford it. Let's assume that she can afford it. She's working hard. Because working hard is working hard.
Calm down.
So no matter what that you are working,
which is where I was going.
We are working. This is what we are working.
Guys, this is where I was
Tomorrow,
going.
if I want to buy Lamborghini, I'll buy Lamborghini. It's the work I'm working. That is giving me the Lamborghini.
Incidentally,
Mike.
Incidentally, at the Oscars, Anora, that won the most movies, is actually a story about a prostitute. It won the most at the Oscars. And no, see, my point is this. I love what MM is saying. And for the fact, my only disappointment is how many women or people I did not expect who are celebrating her. Yes, she did not commit a crime, but I don't think it is anything worth celebrating. That is where I'm going.
There have been a few posts that came up.
So my daughter now is going to get up on that. She's going to read about Sophia Igweje, and she's going to be celebrating her for buying a Lamborghini.
That's if some people are actually reading. You're considering people that actually read. You're not considering people that are just seeing her drive by in the Lambo with the nails, with the hair, with everything. Some people are looking at her and wishing they were her. Sadly, that is the sad reality we have on ground.
I agree.
Now, we were talking earlier about Ibukwan Awoshika, and we're talking about the fact that she is a business expert, she's a finance expert, she's on boards of different companies, right? She's even mentioned in so many of her recordings what she could use that finance to do for the betterment of her future. Now, there's also a post here online that where a tax consultant is urging LIRS to even investigate Sophia. There are so many issues that we cannot even cover here. But where Mike started was the commentary from Black Table. The commentary from Black Table was kind of one-sided, in my opinion. It was more of the men supporting the men. I don't know how to address it, because I did watch Black Table, Mike, I did. But the issue now is, where do we go from here?
Okay, Titi,
what do you do in this kind of situation where she has now gone out to get her own, to prove a point?
To be honest,
that she does not need a guy to buy it for her.
I'm not concerned about where she got it from. I really could care less where she got it from, how she got it. But I am still, because I have daughters, and I don't want them being raised in a generation under the assumption, or with a conceived standard of this is what one should look out for, this is what you should look forward to, this is what you should look up to in terms of standards of being a successful woman in this country. it discredits and disregards and sort of it diminishes the hard work that a lot of other women who are working tooth and nail, even the ones that are not. The standard of success is different on every level. It's standard on every level, and this is a month for celebrating women. Let us excel it. Let us celebrate women that are achieving, that are working hard, that are breaking blood, sweat, and nails and tears, literally, to put food on the table. There's an increase in female breadwinners based on statistics in Africa.
Yes,
we should celebrate that.
Look, let me just. I don't know if I say this now. Let me just say, but. One person I'm sure, you have every right to say this because as what pics I know and all of that. There's nothing else to say. But hey, come on, what are your thoughts about all of this? Let's know in the comment section. We will be back after this time.
Let me calm down.
See,